Bonjour. Welcome to Exercice 11. What I'm doing right now is I am explaining the answers to you and helping you to understand how they are what they are. You've already looked at the answer key. You've already looked at the workbook for the Creole to English, and you're probably going, I can skip this because I know everything. Here is the thing. If you got all of the answers correct, or almost, and when you looked at the answer key, you realize, oh, that's what I did wrong, or that's what I misunderstood, I can move on. You actually do not need to watch this video at all. That's the place that you're at with your speed, not level, your speed. You were able to translate quickly because your brain was clicking that quickly. If you're like me, and you got a few things wrong and you kind of know why, or you're a little bit frustrated, this video is for you. You want to keep watching my explanation of the exercice and of the devoir. You don't want to stop doing that if you're at that place. So I'm going to start off with the English to Creole, okay? So number one was he just arrived. And that was very cut, dry. The only thing is, a lot of people say, why wasn't Tay in there? Because arrived has an ED at the end. Well, just is the tense modifier. Just let us know it is not past tense. In English, I can't explain English to you. Not my first language. I can't explain it. But I can tell you in English, when just comes before an action word, it does not mean past tense. It means present. Why? He just arrived. He presently arrived. And that's why the answer is li fek rive and not li te fek rive. He didn't was just arrive. He just arrived. Répétez. Li fek rive. Okay, let's move to number two. Some of the sentences are longer, and that's good. That's very good for you, okay? Maybe we can go see my mother-in-law tomorrow. So I want to break this down. This is another one that is very cut dry. You have your possession, possessor, which you already knew, but these were very cut dry. So perhaps we will is peut-être nous cas. Perhaps we can. Peut-être nous cas. If you said capable, as you know, in leçon 3, that is just the full extent of the word, and cas is the abbreviation. Peut-être nous cas, peut-être nous capable, perhaps we can, go see. Aller ouais, or the long version from leçon 3, al ouais, aller ouais. Aller is the long version. Al is the abbreviated version of the verb to go. Aller ouais, my mother-in-law. Belle-mère, moi, tomorrow, demain. Répétez. Peut-être nous ka al ouais belle-mère demain. At this point, if you go, why is belle-mère and moi contracted? It doesn't have to be. It's just like English. I could say cannot or can't. I am doing a lot more contractions so that when you hear them in Haiti, you don't flip out. But remember, always go back to leçon 6, the videos, the workbook, the teachings on the contractions to remember if the word before moi, ou, and li ends in a nasal blend or a vowel, typically you can contract. Belle-mère, moi. Belle-mère has two syllables. Contracted to moi, it should still have two syllables. Belle-mère. Okay? All right. And I'll try not to be too tedious for contractions. You know how to go back and learn them. Okay? Toi. How will we take your brother-in-law there? So how will we take? Qui Jean nous pral? In English, you would say, how will we? In Creole, will must come before the action word. You learned this in leçon 7, 8, 9, and 10. The tense modifier is not modifying the person. In English, will you? We're not really modifying the person in English, but it goes there. In Creole, we stay true to form. Whatever we're modifying, we put the modifier in front of it. We're modifying the action so that you know it hasn't happened, isn't happening now, it will happen. So it has to go before take. So how will we in Creole is how we will take. So how will we take? Qui Jean nous pral mener. If you're saying, why isn't it prend? You want to look at the going deeper with vocabulaire trois. Prend, mener, and poter mean three different things. Prend is just to take. Mener is to take someone or something that can move somewhere. An animal, a horse, a donkey, a person. And also poter is literally to carry. Okay? So, qui je nous pral poter? Your brother-in-law there. Beau-frère ou là. Beau-frère. Répétez. Qui je nous pral mener? Beau-frère ou là. Very good. You had that contraction. You know I want to get tedious. So beau-frère ends in a vowel, so you can contract it with ou. Beau-frère. 2 syllables still, okay? Number 4, cat. Did his daughter-in-law take a lot of flowers from the garden? So when a question starts with did, can, are, it's not a who, what, when, where, why, which, and how question. So you know you can use esque or you can omit it altogether. Okay, so we're going to use esque just because we are working on esque in Leçon 11, okay? Did his daughter-in-law, in a question, you've learned this in Leçon 6, when a question in English starts with, does she, do they, how did they, how do, we do not translate the do. In English, it is helping the question form. In Creole, our question form is complete. We only use the word fait, to do, does, do, did. We only use it if that's actually the action word. So if I'm saying, did his daughter-in-law take flowers? Take is the action word, not did. Did is helping the question in English to let you know, hey, did this happen? In Creole, we don't do that, okay? So, did his daughter-in-law? Est-ce que belle fille? Okay? So, question, daughter-in-law belonging to him. Did his daughter-in-law? Est-ce que belle fille? Est-ce que belle fille? Est-ce que belle fille? Now, did lets you know it's past tense. In Creole, that tense modifier has to go in front of the action word. So that's why you have te prend. Because in English, did is at the beginning to let you know it's past tense. And then there's no tense modifier in front of that action word. In Creole, we have to put the tense modifier in front of the action word, in front of the verb. So did his daughter-in-law take? Est-ce que belle fille te prend a lot of flowers from the garden? A lot of is un pile, ample. Un pile fleur non jardin. Now, we use un for the because jardin ends in a nasal blend. Go to leçon de if you need to remember your forms of the. But non is used because she's literally taking a portion from something. Okay, remember the teaching on na. You can look at leçon 4 if you're like, when do I use na? When do I not use na? Leçon 4 is good review for that, okay? So répétez. Est-ce que belle fille te prend un pile fleur dans le jardin? Okay, 5. I'm the only one who danced there. Okay, so this one was kind of tricky. I gave you something in the parenthesis to help you to understand how we say it in Creole, right? We don't translate Creole from English. We translate Creole from culture. Okay, I know you learned all of this in leçon, your premier leçon, but I just always want to remind you of things that maybe throughout the lessons you might have forgotten or, become one of the people who just wants to go through the program instead of slowing down and going, wait, why doesn't that make sense? in Creole. To remember, we're not translating from English. That's not how we get our language. We get our language from our culture. Okay, so that sentence is saying, I'm the only one. We would say, I'm only one. So, moi seulement, who dance there. Qui, right? Which, who, what. Qui, not what person dance there, because that would be qui mun. This is not a what person, who. This is a who, just who. Okay? Not who as in what person. Who's here? What person is here? Qui mun. I'm the only one who, not I'm the only one what person. Okay, doesn't make sense in English, won't make sense in Creole to put qui mun. So you would just say qui, and you've got the past tense and the action word. T'es dansé là. Répétez, moi seulement qui t'ai dansé là. Bien, okay? So now I'm going to speak in Creole at regular speed. And then I'm going to translate. Now, these in particular, you won't need a lot of help. But when you have problems, remember to go to the Learn Haitian Creole group on Facebook. And you could say, okay, wait a minute. In leçon 11, number such and such, I got this answer. And the answer key has that answer. And even from the video, I don't understand why I got this particular part wrong or why the answer isn't exactly like this. And then someone on there can answer, I can answer. Just go ahead and remember you have that tool so that everybody's been telling me that the videos have been helping them. They have not needed to ask questions. But if you do, that resource is there, okay? When I speak in Creole, I want you to répéter après moi. Na monte mon nan vendredi. We will climb the mountain Wednesday. Na, nous, va, we will, monter, ascend, climb, mon nan, the mountain, vendredi, Friday. Set, m'se un grand moun. I'm an adult. I'm a grown person. Moi, c'est, I be, yon grand moun, an adult. Répétez. M'se yon grand moun. I know you did it already, but now I want to teach you a deep cultural way that we would say that. C'est grand moun mwenye. Répétez one more time and I'm going to explain it to you. C'est grand moun mwenye. 80%. It's adult I be. That is just an expressive way of speaking. So if you want to say, I'm a doctor, okay. C'est docteur mwenye. I'm whatever, to be, whatever I be. It is a cultural way of speaking. Do not look at the breakdown. This is you telling someone, who do you think you are? This is who I am. It's such and such I be. That's all we're doing. Okay, c'est ma maman. It's mother that I am. Yeah, Creole, mes amis, boy. Okay, 8. Est-ce que te bay petit la yon bagay pou l'manger? Remember, if you're having a hard time articulating that, you did it in the last video after me slowly, but I am not going to switch the teaching, my focus on each teaching. This one is for you to hear this quickly, express it quickly, even if you make some mistakes, because you can do this exercise again. Okay? All right. So this one is that esque. So you know it's going to be are you, did you, have you, will you? But you have te. Te lets you know it's past tense. So it's automatically did you. Est-ce que te bay? Did you give? Petit la yon bagay, the child, a thing, pour manger, for him to eat, for her to eat. You could say pour manger, but that it means for food, okay? But pour manger, for him to eat, is for him to eat, for her to eat. In English, you would just say to eat. But we don't have that to in Creole. To eat is just manger, the helping verb. To eat. Our prepositions are already in the action word. Remember that. So to eat is just manger. So, did you give the child something to eat? Is the translation. Okay. So, Nef. Pou ki sa femme nan te fè sa? Why did the woman do that? This is very kadrai. Pou ki sa, why? Femme nan, the woman. Te fè sa. So that's why we have, why did the woman do that? You see how English makes it hard? Just saying, okay? All right? Dis, malgré sa m'pap fâché avel. Despite of that, I'm not going to be angry with him. In spite of this, I'm not going to be angry with her. Okay? It's pretty cut dry. Malgré ça, in spite of this, despite that. Pap. Moins pap fâché. I'm not going to be, or I will not be, or I won't be, or I'm not fâché, angry at her in English, right? We would say, I'm not angry at her, but it really should be angry with her. Fâché avec lui. If you go, why is it avel? That is in leçon 6. Avel, avem, avel. Avec lui, avec moi, avec vous is contracted in that way. Okay? All right, that's it, guys. So go ahead and like the video after you download it, so that I can know that you have progressed and so that you can know you've already downloaded it. Your next video will be listening to Emily articulating your vocabulary for leçon 12. Au revoir.